Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I got from varsity.
Run Ryan.
Riot.
And everything. You have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Welcome fellas and welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Phil, JP, Simeon, Chef, and those in the comment section yet to join, those who here already. Massive big up to all, yes? Big up all yourself. You see this? I was talking to JP earlier, right? And I was telling him, I think it have a divine reason as to why, this pod, set for so late. Because if we were to come live here at full time, I think we go get banned, and I go find myself saying things that I might regret after, so I think the cooling down phase is very, very key for us to come here and have a mature conversation. We could still be upset, but I think, we might be a little more tempered, so I mean, we acknowledge the wisdom in why the program this time, so getting into it, guys, we sit in 15th, and I can't even say comfortably in 15th because if we lost we could go down to 16th, all right? And Chef Boy, the relegation fight real, right?
Hey, let me get this thing in. All-Star weekend is going on, and I want to run with it.
Yeah. We here.
United. Anyhow.
Yeah, we here. But when we consider the game, we were not the worst team, and this is what annoying, that on the day we were not the worst team. We created the better chances, and in my honest opinion, we should have won today, right? It was a real poor quality game, right? Probably the two worst teams in the league, right? And with the kind of pressure Postecoglou was under, we get our man grace, right? I read a quote on social media, and it says, Tottenham may have a lot of problems, right? But beating Manchester United is not one of them.
Nope, it's not.
What we saying? Anybody, Chef, if you want to go first, you go first. I know you're not timing,
I, for one second. Oh, okay. I would say this. You see today, I put it on Amarin. Full stop. I put it on Amarin. I seen it. I don't care who trying to defend him. Today, loss is on Amarin. I saying that. We could.
Yeah.
Somebody else could talk now.
Yeah. Go through now, fellas. JP, what are you saying?
Well, good night, everybody. This is the first time Tottenham do the double honors since 1973 or something. That was the year we got relegated. This is the first time Tottenham do the double honors since then. So when we feel like we don't have any more of the bad records to be broken against us, it's like every manager that comes in is like, who am I be? Everybody just trying to, it's had this terrible record that we didn't break it. So let me see if I can do this one. It just feel like if it's I since the game done, whole time I trying to figure out what wrong with Manchester United. What wrong with Manchester United? Why last century, man, I talk about it. It had to be something deeper. So that's why I had to go behind here. Because it had to be that hyena buried somewhere in Old Trafford. And it's our heavy spirit on Old Trafford that we can see we. Because I don't understand how of this in this league out here, we're the worst team to look at play football. You know? It's our teams, all them Southampton and Ipswich, who are the bottom of the table.
Let's play good football.
You could watch them play football.
Yep.
You'll still see something good in what they're doing.
Yep.
Manchester United is the worst looking football team in this league. And nobody can tell me otherwise. It have no entertainment watching Manchester United. Every other team, all other 19 teams in this league, just provide entertainment to the fans. They will fight. Look at Wolves today against Liverpool.
Hmm.
They put up a damn good fight. But we don't get that. Anyhow, they go through.
Phil?
Oh boy. Criminals. They stole our time today. They stole our energy today. Because sometimes you gotta ask yourself, what on God's green earth did I just watch? That's the time that they stole from us. And then the amount of shouting I did at the TV today. And I know and stupid me knows that they can't hear me. Neighbors can hear me. Whoever, oh my god. And I'm still shouting at the effing TV today. It has drained me. Criminals. I was talking in another WhatsApp group, right? And I realized that 72 minutes gone and this manager has not brought on anybody as yet. You know what men in the group gonna tell me? Oh, they got youth on the bench and they have no prem experience. I say, well, if the
So how
first
to
team
get prem experience?
wait, chef, but wait, chef, yeah. It's almost like I swear like these men start following Manchester United. The same question, ask chef. How are they gonna get prem experience? Put them on the field. Lo and behold, the 91st minute, this 17-year-old is making his debut in the 91st minute with 2 minutes to
That's
go.
very insulting, man. That was insulting.
That is an absolute disgrace. That is an absolute insult to this guy who is
Yeah.
coming on away from home, not in front of his home crowd. So that means that there's nobody to cheer him on, right? And the first half was abysmal and disgusting. Don't get me wrong. We have injuries. By the end of the day, there's about 7 players in this first team that you got to tell them goodbye in the summer. I'm sorry. You got to tell them goodbye in the summer because if they are not going to exert any energy for these type of teams, they're only going to rise up to the big teams like the Liverpools and the Man Cities and the Arsenals and maybe the Chelseas. They only rise up to these occasions, right? What happened to the other 20 teams, 20 plus teams? Well, actually, no, sorry, my bad. My math is off, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, 19. Yeah.
19, yeah. At the end of the day, as I've been told many, many times since I've started playing football, I'm following football. You play for the badge at the front of the shirt, and the fans will remember the name at the back. And these guys are a bunch of criminals. I was numb. I spent most of my energy shouting at the TV today. When this guy played through Garnacho, I said equalizer. I kid you not. I would have had to buy another TV tomorrow if I hadn't controlled my emotions. Because this is a guy that is getting upset when fans don't cheer him and what's not. And you do that shit today. Xerxes, I clap for you. You did well today.
He did.
Harry Maguire, you were my second best player today. But you see the other criminals. I gotta be a little bit lenient on Dorku. Mazrari, you're supposed to be Mr. Reliable, and you got skinned out today. Mazrari, you're my guy, but you got skinned out today. But you see the other criminals, lock them up. Lock them to shite up. I'm sorry. Criminals. And as Chef mentioned earlier, Amarim, I said,
He's
I
a
said,
top good.
I said,
He's
I
a
said,
top criminal.
I said earlier to some other guys today as well too, right? And this is not emotions running, because I up to now cannot understand what type of system that we have trying to implement with Ruben Amorim. Maybe you guys can tell me, but whatever, right? I give it Amorim. Before I say what I was going to say, a man told me that these players are not Ruben Amorim's players. I said the players that are at Liverpool, were they Arne Slot's players? The players that are at Chelsea, are they Maresca's players? And I get the scene. I get the blue check mark. I ain't heard nobody. I can check my phone now, and they still got me on red.
Everton players is not Moyes players, and Everton come and leapfrog us in a month.
Wolves manager, is that his players? Dan, excuse me for disturbing your trainer, Todd Phil. But Dan, we're the only team I know that's have a new manager and have no improvement, you know. Dan, we have things was bad under Ten Hag, you know, but we regress. But imagine that though. We actually get worse, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe there's somebody in the comments or somebody on this panel that can
somebody can come and hit me some bullshit tonight.
What type of football Ruben Amorim is looking to implement at Manchester United? Somebody can tell me, because this may sound bad, and I don't want to. I should not be saying this, but I'm giving Ruben Amorim till this year Christmas. I'm giving Ruben Amorim to this year Christmas, 2025 Christmas, and I got elaborate further on. I elaborate further on the podcast, but I'll let you guys talk now.
And just to add to what Phil just said there, I want to only understand. Blind Phil on the same train of thought. It's one thing to give a manager time. I all for that, and we understand. But as we said under Ten Hag, as we said under Ole, you have to see improvement. You have to see, okay, this is the direction we play in, the team improving somewhat. That's all we ask. We don't. I am saying this, right? We should. Cool, nice. Everybody know that. But it is unacceptable though to be losing against Wolves. Spurs is real shit, you know. Spurs it could one little bit, you know. Spurs. Boy, I have a Spurs brethren in my football, in my Manchester football. He take effing God out of thoughts after that game and put a Spurs celebration and delete him with ass one time. One time I delete him. So
I want you guys to watch over the first half and see how long we keep the football. Less than 20 seconds. We cannot hold on to a football for more than 20 seconds. If that is not content to you guys, that I don't know.
Why long faces, fellas? Why long faces? I mean, y'all act like the first game y'all watch all season. You're acting like this is something new. I know we had a week. I know we had a week off.
Every game again was.
I know we had a week off, but oh God, I mean, y'all acting like we
forget.
Yeah, all you forget what this team
now
is.
We go too long.
I watch it all. Yeah, like what? Oh yeah, I mean, for me, watching this game, I mean, I was looking for the good in the game. You know, look and see what we could actually. I know we can't keep the ball. I know we're prone to dumb mistakes in the back. I know we get in front of the goal and we keep the ball in the stands. I know that. I mean, all these things I didn't forget. I know I ain't trying to get my heart broken today. I know what to expect from this team, you know. So when I see Xerxes finally, you know, coming in midfield, getting the ball, keeping possession, moving the ball, I mean that positive for me. When I see Dogu making good runs, you know, moving the ball up, available for a pass, but you know, hardly ever getting a pass. You know, I mean, I don't know why they ain't passing the money ball, but I see Dogu could play football. He got to work on the crossing a bit, but the man could play football. The man fast, the man tough, the man could move the ball. I mean, the rest we know. I mean, we know Garnacho have issues finishing. I mean, it's shocking. It's still shocking, but we know this. You know, Rasmus struggled to hold on to the ball. We know this. You know, we know Casemiro too slow. We know Bruno can't really do any defense. We know Bruno could tree ball away recklessly. We know Dallo useless. All these things we know. We acting like it's something new. We knew this. The only thing I want to see the data today was if Amrim was going to bring anybody on to show us something new.
That's all, boy.
You know,
I'm not gonna lie to you guys though, but Diego Dallo is dead to me.
Dead.
And I'm not saying so for attention. The guy is an absolute fraud.
Jesus, that is one shitty Portuguese. I don't even. God. And then whenever you do the step over, I want to reach into the phone and into the TV and hold him by neck and tell my body slam. You're too big and dotish. But you step in. He's the only man I know that step over and don't go no way.
Anybody on this panel or any comments who wants to defend Diego Dallo, tell me why.
My Dallo is a shit snake, boy. Jesus Christ. And then the ballers fault. If we had better wing backs, the ballers fall to these men in scoring position. I watched that play when they did rebound off and Dallo get it. And I don't know what Dallo say. He trying to get the ball back into the goal. And I like, what's this big shit snake now, boy? And then the next blonde-head Dotis Argentinian. Boy, I could sell him for 2 pie and our doubles right now.
None to drink?
City boy.
None to drink?
No. He don't want nothing to drink.
Alright, let me get some comments here, fellas. Mylon on the inside, thanks for joining, man. Good night to you. King Iva 868. He wants to know. Okay, I think when I say no, I honestly, in terms of the chances in the game, Iva, we had the better chances and we could
have won that game.
Yeah.
We should have won the game. I think that's the part where besides Amarin, lack of bravery, that the next part that annoying us. That game was to win.
Yeah. And he wants to know why we blaming Amarim, right? But we will get to that earlier. We will get to that. That's on the agenda. Right? Don't forget to like and share the pod, y'all. We want to get more people on the content. We know it's a therapy session. We know, people need to vent, so we're here, right? We're here for that. Kerwin on the inside, thanks for joining, man. Saying real talk, right? Kristen on the inside as well, thanks for joining. Saying I on call today and prefer go to work than watch our game. Right?
I didn't drink in about 2 months because I say this year on a whole healthy vibes. I eating proper and not drinking, but I swear effing Manchester United will turn me into alcoholic.
Oh Lord. Cohen saying here we just have to rally through the storm right now.
Cohen, you see you and that is like Miguel telling me it's just a game. You see that cacao talk this hour on rally through the storm? Next. Not tonight.
Not tonight, Kirby.
Not tonight, Rally. Look.
Man trying to stay positive.
Them fellas and them, girls want them, and they say, oh, girl, behave now next time. But Rally, truth talk.
I feel a little vexed with me tonight. Anyway,
don't vex with me tonight. I don't care.
Let me go ahead. Kristen said here, okay, sorry, this one already. Jody on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying the problem is not the coach, it's the players for far too long. And other coaches, the players not putting out the work. Right? Rexus 1 on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. Good night to you.
Oh, Haman.
Yeah. All right, Haman Warrell?
Yeah.
Okay. Kristen saying here, we cursed, as the hair said. Anthony Gordon, Betis and scoring bangers. 3 man of the match awards in 4 games. All right.
But they're just making me. Hey, all you're not good for my strength level, you know.
Jody said here, under Ragnick, they could not adapt to his system. Under Ten Hag, was the same, and now Ruben is happening all over again. So you tell me where the problem is.
Can I just answer Jody 1 second before we go? Jody, here's the thing, bro. We understand everything you say there, bro. We understand. But I'm telling you, today, you see what all of us want is a manager with a little bit of bravery and a little bit of balls and a little bit of, you know what? I'm willing to change. And then you have a squad of them youths who performing well, sit down on a bench, watching a team not play good. And host, you wait till the last 3 minutes to bring on a youth who's scoring for fun. And in the press conference, you sit down and say, well, I brought him on with 3 minutes ago because he's a man that's caused havoc in the box. One long ball and he goes score. So you bring him on 3 minutes. That makes sense? Nah, dog. Today, Amarin, the players had them in shit, so we could put them aside. But you see, today, Amarin had to take, according to Phil, Amarin is a criminal today.
I go. I mean, we get to that. I guess we get to that. But I got some alternative thoughts on that. I mean, as a man watching the game, I agree. I watching Tottenham bring on one sub, 2 sub, 3 sub, 4 sub, 5 sub, and we make it and we ain't changing. But at the same time, I was texting Kareem. I said, how we make a sub yet? Then for us to get tired and for us struggling running back.
No, them fellas was dead. Them fellas was dead in the legs. But
So you watch some of we players trying to run today, coming up to them.
But at the same time, but my only thing is, I don't think Amrim wanted for us to play with this team. That's the only thing that's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I can think of.
But that's the only thing. That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's the only thing.
Let me take a back a couple of years, right? And don't get me wrong, this is not me saying that Amarim should not have made a substitution. But let's do Akas do what Amarim doing here is out of the world. All I remember when Mourinho didn't make a substitution in the Champions League game because he didn't have options off the bench. Right? Yeah. It happened on that Ten Hag as well. It's a game, Ten Hag had a set of youths on the bench, and Ten Hag didn't make a single substitution. So what Amarim did today in terms of not utilizing the youth players, as much as I would have liked to see, Obi get some more minutes, as much as I would have liked to see Casemiro come off for where's the midfielder name?
Kone.
Kone. As much as I would have liked to see that, I have seen the thought process of a manager before to sort of not make it look as though what Amarim has done is out of this world. They have their reasoning. And as we hear, let me get to the comments, let me hear what the manager has to say about this, right? So Amarim was asked about why he didn't use none of the academy players, right? And he's saying here, it is the hardest competition in the world. I am trying to be careful with them, right? I felt the team was pushing for a goal and felt I don't want to change, but they will play, right? He went on to say, you try to read the game, understand what you see in training. The team were pushing for the goal and I didn't feel the need to change. What are your thoughts on the comments with regard to this discussion? JP?
You see, I could understand with the way the team played, and he don't want to bring any youths because of the whole vibe around the first team, where confidence low and things don't seem to be going right. But on the flip side of it, the way I saw it was when we were pressing and dominating more or less the game in the second half, I felt like we were just missing a spark. And youth players usually come on and provide a spark because the history would show with youth players, even if they don't go on to make a name for themselves, the first 2-3 games that they play, they will come and run their life out. They will come and give it the best performance. Adnan Januzaj was one everybody thought was going to be the greatest thing because he gave us some great performances to begin with. So sometimes you just need a little extra spark. And I felt like that is what was lacking. And in particular with you seeing Casemiro was dying, Garnacho was making stupid decisions. Croyland was making stupid decisions and had very poor touches again in the game. He was a little better today, granted, but still, he was thinking of the play still. So I think he had room to introduce at least 2 or 3 of them after like the 70th minute. Give them at least, let me say, 15 minutes at most he wanted. So the 75th minute, you bring in 2 or 3 of them to freshen up things a little bit. Because what was the point of them being on the bench today? If that is all we had. And supposedly the injury list remain as is for the Everton game. What are you going to do? You going to run the same team for 90 minutes again too?
Well, that's
So,
right.
so I felt like the opportunity was there today based on how we were playing in the second half. I didn't expect anyone to get a full 45, but at least 15 minutes if you want to get something out of them.
I mean, it makes sense, but like my whole issue is like when do these injuries happen? We act like, I don't know if how many of those players were actually training with the first team. I don't know how many
They,
they were.
they were not. They were not.
That's my thing. Like, I don't think they play the same system in under 18s, right? They don't, right?
And that is our problem. And that is our problem.
So,
For me, that
you
is
can
our problem.
so you can't just throw him. I mean, you can't just throw him in there if the system is saying. I mean, I think he. I mean, I think those players were there for a reason, obviously, and he said they're gonna play. So I don't think he wants. One of the worst things you could do when you rise a level is to play on a team that's not playing the football right. If you get in there and then men doing shit and you start doing shit, it's kind of a hard thing to break out of. When that pressure start, going up, and you up there, you see men doing nonsense and playing the ball back and doing all kind of stupidness, and you say, "Hey, this is what are you doing? Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm going to do the same thing." Some things you have to make sure when you start in the system, you do it right the first time. I think you want to make sure when they actually get in a game, they have a good idea of how to run the system right, rather than come in and do a halfway job and figure, okay, this is what it means to be a player in the system. I think, you don't want to ruin them. I don't think they can be ruined, but you want to have a good start when actually play system. Give them a week to get the system down before they start playing.
But then why bring in Chido for 2 minutes?
He's a striker.
Well, he's a striker. He's a
What was
striker.
the point for
JB. A striker could, based on instinct, could.
No, but he
could
bring
get
him in.
something.
He bring him in when Tottenham had the ball.
Yeah. No, I
Look at the
understand.
timing of it. To me, it didn't make any sense.
I can show you why. I can show you
think
why
was-
bringing in Cheeto made absolutely no sense. When you look at the stats, possession for Manchester United versus Spurs, Spurs had 79%. That is some Pep Guardiola Barcelona shit there, okay? 79%. So it made no sense. And going back to my original statement, watch over the first half and the second half and count on on both hands how long Manchester United keeps the football. I guarantee you will not get past 22 seconds. You will not. Okay? So
we
you
know
know
that.
in 2 minutes to go makes absolutely no sense.
But let me just say something, right? And this is why I had to agree with the point that Simeon was making. Right? These guys came into the first team with and did I don't even know if they get a full 2 days of training, right? Because we'll get to the injuries, right? So they did not train with the first team for any kind of time to say, well, okay, they could come in and make a significant impact at the stage where the game was. Now, this is my thing as well. I do not know. These guys, this senior football, and we just always talk about it. Senior football and under 18s and under 21 or whatever, always a different type of intensities, a different pace.
Yeah.
And I want to just read between what he's saying here in this comment here. He say understand what you see in training. So obviously, as a manager, he's seen what we're not seeing. He's seeing that these fellas only got 2 days in training, and perhaps throwing them in would have done more bad than good for the player. But he did go on to say they will play, right? In another comment, I think when he was talking to Man TV, I don't know if it's that particular interview, he said these youth players will train with the team this week to understand the system. So this is why the point what Simeon was making was valid, because if you were to bring in these players under these circumstances, we hoping of the dream of a academy player come in and score a winner like Rashford or but when you look at how players are brought through organically, it's because they come into a system, they filter into the team properly, and there's what the manager probably hoping to do. I understand the circumstances not ideal, but I don't mean that you force a man into a circumstance, especially in midfield when the team skin open. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna ask Kone to do? So for me, for me, let them work. Let the senior team run and earn the money, right? Or they'll run until they'll drop down and dead on our pitch. You see, these group of 17-year-olds here, let them come and train this week with the team, and let me see if them fellas could unseat all you come next game. And that's how I see it. So I'm not upset with the manager for not making a substitution. As I said before, it's nothing that we haven't seen already. So
yeah, I mean, look at Garnacho. How long Garnacho has been in the system, and Garnacho don't know when to pass the ball to Dogu. Dogu make like 50-something runs on that side.
He get
the
two.
ball.
He get 2.
Man probably got 2 or 3 whole game. Man make good runs. Man make good runs, good passes, a few bad crosses, but that man was good. That man was good today. That's one positive in this game I see is Dogu and Xerxes. Like, Xerxes getting better, game by game. That ability to control the ball and move it through midfield like we need. And you wonder why Xerxes didn't get more passes. The more passes he got, the more good things happen. As the game went on, you start seeing a little rush chances here and there. But to see why we bought him, Rasmus, you didn't see nothing, and that it disturbing. It really disturbing. Bruno, we pay this man much money, and this man give you a pass here, a pass there, and nothing after. Like how we, unless we captain, how we go in games. I know he playing a further, deeper role, but he's a football player. Doesn't he play there for Portugal, like a similar role for Portugal? Yeah. But that man can't really. I don't know what to say about Bruno.
Bruno losing the discipline again. He losing it again because when you look at that midfield today, and this is why I put it on Amorim too, because once you're playing Casemiro in that midfield, you cannot have a player next to Casemiro who's not going to stay close to him. And the major problem in the first half was the spacing in the team. The spacing in the team was terrible. You see, the distances between Bruno and Casemiro, when you have a midfield pair, they're supposed to move in unison. Them are supposed to have a certain distance between them at all times. Casemiro was down in the back, Bruno was far up in front. Bruno was all over the pitch today. So it was just leaving Casemiro alone. So I hear people slagging off Casemiro, and I'm thinking, but Casemiro was playing in that 10-hag system in our midfield today because it was only him. He had no help. And it's only sometime in the second half that you saw Maswari was actually coming and filling some space in the midfield. And this is why there's talk about the adaptability of managers. If you realizing that your midfield open, because we were playing 5-1-4. That is why I saw today. We had a line of 5 in the back, Casemiro, and then Bruno, Xerxes, Garnacho, and Hoyland. 5-1-4. So when Tottenham get the ball from us in front, it had nobody in the midfield. So they just bombing through the midfield and doing what they want, and then still whipping crosses that nobody marking Son in the box.
But I think
nobody.
we need to. I mean, I know we say Tottenham ain't not good, but Tottenham displays some good attacking football. Their men
Yeah.
they spread you out. Their men they spread people out. Their spacing is great. Movement of the ball is great. The only issue is they're not clinical. You know, that's their biggest issue. But then, man, when they attack, you can see the possibilities open up. You know, you see X, Y, Z all open. You know, and we can run. So even with our full team, you know, you might say Ugarte or Collier might make a difference. But even with our full team, we still the speed we have. It could be hard to catch up with them fellas. You know, I think we're lucky that they weren't as clinical in the final third. But I love the way they attack, the spacing that they attack with, and a lot of times tactically, you know, like you would see 5 players, you know, they would have like one player like drawn out, like the wings drawn out, and then they have a nice way of isolating people, you know, on the edge, you know, and then having the midfield kind of empty, you
But
know, and we
Simeon,
never really fixed that.
if I could just say something before bringing Chef and Phil on the conversation, right? I thought defensively we handle whoever Spurs throw is only in the dregs of the game when the game, you know, kind of gets stretched and we were kind of forcing numbers up front. Spurs were seeing a little more space in the back, but I thought every time Spurs were coming at us, we were giving them because as we all agreed, the midfield part of our game real off. Tottenham were having fun there, but from the time they tried to go into the final third, I thought we dealt with them pretty well. That goal we conceded. You see, Delit had a horrible game today. Delit was defending like, you know, them kind, you know, like when you see a man, hey, you want to defend, boy, come on, just kick out the ball. That is what Delit was just kicking away the ball. Nothing composed, nothing sensible. Delit do all kind of rubbish today.
Yeah.
Delit drop asleep Delit drop asleep on Madison. Right? I didn't want to say no. I ain't nothing to say about no.
We're talking about Onana because he keep parrying the ball into the center of the box. We have to talk about that. And yes, he may have made the initial save, but when you make the save, you have to push it out to safety. You can't push the ball out into his, and somehow his arms just look shorter than normal when he trying, like it's really like a T-Rex boy. The man is saved like a T-Rex. How is he? It's like he don't get full extension or something on these saves. How is look? It is look unorthodox when he go down to push away the ball. Something about it is look unorthodox.
The flexibility, the flexibility in the, you know, when you're at level, you need to go to move.
But even in the second half, the throw to Dorgu.
Yeah.
What all the fellas doing? What
are they doing? Yeah, they'll be on that list of players to be sold to her.
Nah. I mean,
he's not good enough.
Let me add one thing. There's a cross that came in on that. It was right there for that to get it. And then I watched that ball go right over his head. When I watch it, he didn't come in. He watched it. He watched the ball go over his head, and I was like, that ain't doing that. I was right there. I was like, why he didn't catch that ball?
Yeah.
Like he just kind of, you know.
Because his distribution is rubbish. What we signed him because he's supposed to be good with his feet. And I am yet to see how good he is with his feet. I ain't seen it yet.
And we also signed him. He's supposed to command the penalty area, right? The balls come across.
More command of it. And by there are more command of the penalty box than I find.
I don't know if Chef or Phil have anything to say before I go to the comments. Anything? All right, let me just get some comments here. So, Dwayne on the inside, he's saying good night, shaking his head, right? Thanks for joining, buddy. Ivar saying here, bring back Root to finish sinking the ship. All right, let him sink Leicester ship now, right? Dwayne saying here, chef, relax, bro, you go boss a vein. Rexus saying here, honestly, why did he bother to bring the youngsters to demotivate them? No, I do think it's a demotivation thing. Them fellas, it's an honor to at least be in the match day squad. We don't rush it now.
Yeah.
It's the first appearance. It's the first appearance for the senior team. Come on.
But Kareem, what they're gonna say is they're gonna say that for the shit. That is my spot right there. That is my spot. Next game, what?
Let them prove it, and this is it. They have training now. Let them show the words. Let me remember even Collier, right? Before Collier even see minutes, Collier had to end their whole preseason with his team. You understand? We had to let me observe and honor the new process now. I understand it's the anomalies that will just come in and make the name, but let me observe the due process. You understand? Go ahead.
If Casemiro or Bruno and them had get injured in the game, what we would have done?
No, well, in that case, you have no choice.
No maths. Don't try
you have no choice. So why you want to play short?
Maths. It's a simple question.
But I tell you, in that case, you have no choice.
It's a good thing, Chef. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Never done him. Will you just say he would have no what?
He have no choice.
Right. Stop there.
It's a good thing, Chef.
Stop there, right? Every single manager in the past few years, Ole, Ten Hag, all of them, when they bring in a youth player, you know when they just bring them in? When? Use that same words. When they have no choice. They just wait. Well, let me finish. They just wait till oil more than flour. Now, you said that how they didn't get to train with the team. Fair enough, I give you that. But dog, when you talk about striker, a striker, number one thing is striker instincts. You don't have to coach that. You don't have to coach that because what we have right now with the team every week, he coaches, he training with the team every week, and what he doing? What he doing? Nothing.
Yeah, but
you said midfield now.
Go ahead.
Okay, fair. You say that now again, because I talk about the defensive mid. We talking about how again he didn't train with the team, but John, as a midfielder is a midfielder, a center defensive midfielder is a center. So you can't tell me that youth have more legs than Casemiro to at least improve. No,
I hear nobody. Chef.
I'm to say that if we had get an injury, it's the same player.
But it's not the same thing. You see,
Will be Lindelof. Lindelof will come in.
No.
Lindelof will come in.
No, what I'm saying, I hear what Chef's saying, but I want to understand, Chef, have been forced to make a decision because of an injury is different. You understand? I have a senior player there. I trust this fella. He have the experience.
But that's what I'm saying. How you could say you trust him?
You see, let me tell you something.
We had one set of injuries. We have had all the players who have called injured, right? Let me be real. Have we been much better with them in the team? No, not really. Ahmad is a little spark, but can we really say we are whole 100% much better? Not really. It's the same poor football. I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand everything all they say. And Simeon's point, and your point, I get that because I didn't watch it from that standpoint, that putting them youths and them in that environment. Fair enough. But I just saying though, in that moment to us, be brave now, boy.
And it can't get no worse for you. It can't get no worse.
It can't get worse. That's
I think it's the bravery. I think it's just the bravery. I think that's what most people wanted to see.
Yeah,
the bravery, you know, just because
So Chef, on the point that you make, right? I will agree for the striker based on the whole instinct that you make reference to. But you see that midfield by? I cannot agree with you on that one.
But Dan, I say, I understand where you're coming from. But what I'm saying is, Dan, he can't do no worse than Casemiro.
No worse.
He could. Jump between big man football and under 18 and under 20. Big jump.
right now, the football Casemiro playing is not even under 2. Casemiro, then,
Disrespectful.
God,
But
I can't believe,
but if
I mean, I
if
will tell you, I saw a player, really like Casemiro, and I'm watching this man play. Dog, Casemiro is and could one little bit right now, you know. Casemiro is dog shit and a half, you know.
But chef, and this will take, and I'll take you back to the point that JP make, right? Because of Bruno in discipline, right?
It looks worse. I get that.
It isolate Casemiro and it making Casemiro look even worse because it's not
Worse,
helping his
yeah.
strength. So you telling
Yeah.
me you're gonna bring Kone inside there because he's young and he possibly quicker.
Possibly, not possibly. He quicker.
All right, he quicker. All right,
quicker.
right.
Okay,
But you're bringing
don't
Kone
But
inside
he's smaller.
to get
He's
skin
smaller.
out.
Yeah.
He don't have the know-hows like Casemiro because we're talking about what we go benefit from Casemiro is that little bit of experience that he might be able to use to compensate.
Are we benefiting from that right now?
Nah,
You see,
really,
because
Are we?
no, but
I
here
don't
right?
understand, brother. We
Here was saying,
not.
right? Here was saying, right? Because we see Kone come on and lose to inexperience, we're not appreciating the experience that Casemiro bring in.
Yeah.
Watch, man.
I tell you only one time, all
That's
this
right,
podcast, $100 to me, because I did bet with my wife, I wasn't staying more than 45 minutes. I tell her not staying more than 45 minutes because I want to watch All-Star game. Only have $100 to me. Right. Go ahead.
But
Here's the thing.
before I bring on
How many games have we put our hope and faith into a Manchester United midfield for just to be disappointed over and over and over and
But that
over?
don't mean, Phil, that you just train a youth man in
But it can't get worse, really.
No, watch me.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
it can't get worse.
No. Hear what that?
Chef,
No,
and
hear
Phil.
what.
I mean, it can't get worse for us. It can get worse for him, for the youth man. If the man ain't really training our system, he train in there. First game, he get make a mistake or I mean, it's not just about this game. It's about the future. I mean, when he gets for to come in prepared, not unprepared. I mean, this man will try and hit Holland a pass or hit Dallo a pass, and not knowing that Dallo Lemon can't play properly.
To go back to Chef original question, because this question was on my mind for at least the last 10 minutes, but I said, you know what? I want to see what you guys are going to go with this here. Should one of our players had gotten injured today, or one of our players was on a yellow card, and we could probably see that this player is playing too rash, and they may get a second yellow card, what would Amarin have done?
Bring on Lindelof.
And that's why we tend to say I would listen. If you see the midfield, I wasn't bringing on Kone. The two youth side I bring on today, you see Morehouse and Chidowobi. That is the two youth side I bring on today. I'll take off Garnacho to put on Morehouse and take off Hoyland for Obi. And in the midfield, he could have put Lindelof instead of Casemiro. There's the three changes that Amarin could have made today.
No, here's the
Lindelof could play in that position.
Amarin is a guy.
That's fair.
Amarin is a guy who saw Kobe Manu play well in the number 10 and then put him in the number 9.
As a false man.
Just remember that.
Garnacho shooting, not getting any better. No.
The thing is, the man take better shots from further out than when he had the goal at his mercy.
Hey, the whole field stop, the keeper stop.
Everybody,
the team stop. Everybody stop. Everybody say goal. Everyone.
Man getting perfect angle,
Perfect.
The only thing better than that is center field, But he gets to that little left that he could have picked to go near post or to put that ball in the far post, though. It was perfect, You didn't even have to hit it hard, He could have literally the same shot he loved to take when he just get the ball coming and try to put it around. Dog, he didn't even have to put much curl on that, And that was just one. Because it's two open chances he gets. That, oh my God. So you telling me his whole season and you're shooting not getting no better, boy?
Yeah, when we
no
when we need
better.
them fellas, when we need them fellas to come out clutch, they're not coming
They're
through
not.
for we boy.
And so,
They're not coming
and then,
through for we
and then
boy.
they keep on telling me, well, he young, he go improve.
No,
He playing
I'm not
enough
taking
games.
that. No, I'm not taking
He
that.
playing enough games now, yeah. He playing more than enough games.
Garnacho prove that coming off the bench as an impact player
Yeah. He
is
still
your
is that.
best. That is you. That is you. You gotta
Yeah.
accept that. You gotta accept that. You
Yeah.
understand? You could imagine we had, let me just say we had whoever started, let me just say we had Kobe, right? And we had Kobe or Ahmad. And we had Xerxes and Ahmad playing in the tens. And we wanted a little more directness and we bring on Garnacho against that tired Tottenham. That he would do well. If you see
Listen,
that
Tottenham was
Like
roasting.
yes.
Like
You
the
didn't see
extra
the
game.
substitutions Tottenham make substitution because them players that take off was roasting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me just get some more of the comments here, right? King Ivor saying here, bring on the youths for what? The senior places dug at the hole. Now we want the youths to save us. All right, but we talk about that, right? Jody saying here, 7 teenagers on the bench who have no idea of the level that Prem plays at. And they want to bash the coach for it. Oh, please. All right.
So how they gonna get experience?
No, but the experience is supposed to come in a more organic way, Chef.
I get that.
That's the point he made.
And I get that, but Reem, we in a situation right now where we don't have that affordability then.
Right.
We don't have it. I agree totally that ideally a youth supposed to be getting a 15 minutes here, a 10 minutes here. But
let me ask you something, Chef.
Huh?
If let me ask you something. If next if next game, Chef, because I buy this the reasoning, right? I know we all see the difference. But if next game, Chef, we're in the same situation where players ain't come back yet, and Amorim run them fellas on them and do not use his bench, then I gonna have a serious problem.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Right? I buy his reasoning that they did not train with the first team, He did say they will play. He said he will get to work with them this week because he's not sure of who coming back. So let me see what's going to happen next season, next game. Because I do expect you to bring on Chiro for 2 minutes when Rasmus is thinking out the joint, right? I do expect you to not bring on the Morehouse youth when Garnacho's still ignoring he wing backs and taking weird shots. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. I given the manager this one. As I said before, my premise is because I've seen it happen before with some of the best managers in football. Right? Eric Lewis saying here, the real problem is the Glazers and Ineos. Poor recruitment, hiring Amorim mid-season with a squad that can't play his style of play. Nevertheless, Amorim should be doing better. He clearly has favorites and not willing to be more flexible, at least for the short term. Right? Jody saying here, just imagine more regulars or seniors can cope with the pressure and you want to train the 3 to 4 youngsters into an already horrible team. Right? King Ivor saying here, we can't keep the ball because we don't have the players to do so. Ten Hag tax. I think only Xerxes was the only person who didn't really like a grenade today.
Yeah.
And that is a big thing because Xerxes is not with standard neither, Jody saying here, thank you, Reem. You said it before you read my comment. I wish I was on the panel tonight, but okay, I on work, right? Eric saying here, it's time for Big Sam. Jody saying here, Bruno must lose his discipline if he don't have the players to play with. There's only so much one can do. The few games where we played okay-ish good was because everyone was doing their part. So yeah, you'll continue to nitpick at Bruno. And this is not me defending him. I just call it as it is.
Now you defend them, Jody. You defend them, Jody, because you're wrong there.
Today was bad.
We were seeing a more disciplined Bruno recently. In this game, Bruno had zero discipline. And that is why the midfield was so open. So sorry, Jody. I disagree with you on that one. That is not nitpicking. That is calling it for what it is. Bruno was terrible today.
Correct. I fully agree. And when I look at certain touches and Bruno touch heavy, he making the wrong.
Yeah.
It's at a play today, Ollie. I don't know if I remember. Bruno get the ball. The build up was decent. Bruno get the ball. It had Garnacho. It had Dorgu. It had Dallo.
He tried to spank it over and lose the ball.
And then he corner with Hoyland. Come
He
on,
did
man.
several of that today.
Come on,
What game it was? What game it was where Bruno, at least 3 times in one game, Bruno had 3-4 men around him and he find a way out of it. That was a game earlier this season. I try to remember, and it was in a deeper position he played. And I wonder how it is Bruno can do this every game. Because sometimes I see him 3-4 men around Bruno and he just hitting the ball. Just hitting the ball, trying to get it through them, but it hitting off of somebody. And I thinking about it, I don't remember what game it was, but he was composed in that game. And Bruno had men surrounding him and he was able to get away from it.
Probably Man City or Liverpool or Arsenal.
One of them. One of them. I think you're right. No, I think you're right. It was one of those games. It was, yeah, I think you're right.
Jody make a point that we nitpicking on. I'm glad Oli answered before I did. Bruno Fernandes is the captain of the team, right? So he's supposed to be the leader of the team. He's also supposed to be, more importantly, the leader of the midfield. And I dare say our midfield goes where Bruno Fernandes carries it.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if your leader, your engine room, not playing his position, he all over the place. He not staying because he's playing the blind. He's not playing his position. How do you expect the rest of the team to go? And then you say that we nitpicking him. We have to nitpick him. Because you know what? We just give Bruno the biggest praises also. Dan, you see games like today is where you have to show where we injury laden, where we missing players, where the team not playing well. This is how I know football to be. That if you is supposed to be the better player on the team, then you're supposed to be able to be the leader and bring around your players, make men better around you, not contribute to the madness. Maybe that's just wishful thinking by me, but that's how I do it.
You're right.
Well said. You're right. Yeah. Jody's saying here, no, I'll keep on Anna because the hair could not play with his feet and never.
I don't know now, boy. Unana, Jesus, boy. Wait.
Yeah. Rex was saying here, good point. I appreciate the constructive, man, all the time, right? Jody saying here, no, if Coach Man brought in the youngsters and we concede about 5 goals, or they would say something different. With all is damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Before we go any further, and we could show other podcasts where I, Damien, and Phil, and a couple of others have said 1,000,000 times, I prefer to lose playing them young fellas because you know what? They will give us maximum effort. I have said that. So that statement can't even talk about that when it comes to me. I have said I prefer that my young players coming through get more playing time and be lost and learn than have well-paid shittongs. I have said it. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, you're correct.
I have said that 1,000,000 times.
Here's the thing, right? I'll pinpoint on Dallo for this here because, as I say, the guy is dead to me right now. You see Dallo play consistent shit week in, week out for at least a good 3-4 months. I go back to my original statement. It can't get any worse because you, as a Manchester United fan, you have put your hopes, you put so much high hopes and expectations into these first team players that previous managers have selected. Your hopes are so high, and when they disappoint you week in, week out, you can might as well put in the youngsters because they can't disappoint you because your expectations are going to get lowered.
Yes.
You can't be as disappointed as me or anybody on the panel. You can't, right? And then going back to my original statement, I given Ruben Amorim till 2025 Christmas. Okay.
Yeah, well, we had a hope that he man to get the kind of players you want in the window. Because if you get that kind of profiles and you still have in this rot here now, you definitely can't stay.
Yeah.
Because the
And
way
just
we're
one
playing
thing,
football, Reem, is a sackable offense.
Yeah.
yeah. Just one
But
thing to what Jody said there too. With if we bring them on and we lose 5, I wouldn't say that could have happened because nobody expecting to bring them on at halftime when the game, still kind of even. What I was saying, when we were playing the better football, I think it was the right time to make 1 or 2 changes. Nobody
Press two
expected that we,
to get a
nobody
little spark.
expected that we were going to bring 5 youths on.
That's
As I
right.
said, I would have brought on 2 to the attack and
Yeah.
put Lindelof in the midfield. I think
But
at least that, and you see something, even if Tottenham scored 1 more in that time, nobody else going to blame the 2 youths for that. But at least they would have gotten a 15-minute run out. I don't think that would have been to the detriment of the team to have 2 youth men come on for 15 minutes.
but Jody, you see how you're I mean, I agree, but I was saying the same thing during end game. But you didn't see what you're saying, how we coach could say, well, if you play our best football now, why should I change my lineup? If we're creating opportunities now, getting good chances now, why should I change my lineup? We because because we didn't score a goal. I mean, we can't keep analyzing the game because we didn't score. We should be scoring them goals. I think and the coach probably saying we should have scored 2-3 goals in that period of time.
Yeah.
The play we was making was we should have scored 2-3 goals. Why? I shouldn't have to change right now. The players on all they have to do is put the ball in the back of the net, but they can't do that. Yeah, obviously, a striker might be in a position where you say, okay, well, the man up front could make the right shot or right goal. But if the team you have out there doing the job, and he said that they were playing good at a time, why should I change? So if you change one person and the team start playing worse, and Tottenham, start getting back a bit. I mean, in game, I agree with you, but looking back, then Fuller's held out to the end of the game. It wasn't pretty. Casemiro wasn't pretty, but he held out. He didn't get a yellow card. Xerxes was struggling. Xerxes held on. He made some good plays at the end of the game. The coach wasn't really right, but he wasn't wrong either. Then Fuller's could have get back in the game and win the game if they just did what they're supposed to do.
yeah,
But
correct.
End game, yeah, I agree with you, but the coach wasn't really off the mark there. So let's just hope for all of our sakes. Let's hope that for us have a nice week of training, and we have to worry about this, next game.
No more injuries. I ain't like Ten Hag had him doing the SEALs training for that last week. I want to move on, but let me just get these 2 comments, right? So Jody saying here the only thing better than that chef is my Polori, right? I can't remember what was
Glory boy.
Javid on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining. He's saying GGMU. All right, I now reach 3 minutes for Cheeto. Vex me more than anything else whole game. So wait now, you see other men stink out and you vex me called Cheeto when you get 3 minutes. That's what vex me, right? All right, okay, they say the whole team was messed today. I saw Bruno try it in the first half with some great long balls. Rasmus still preseason mode. Casemiro is casual team here. Just try, but after good control in tight spaces, his passes were wrong choice and poor. Right? I would have been okay with an earlier sub of youths given the both teams lack quality. The difference maker was energy. Even Spurs goal, nothing of quality today. All right. And Jody saying here, hence the reason JP, how much of the regulars was missing today. All right. I want to talk about this Amorim tenure, right? And I know Phil kind of appreciates with his thoughts on it, right? But I mean, with how we going now. Now remember, Ole, when we bring in Amorim came mid-season. He came with a new system that the players had to learn, and he. I'm not guessing here. This is things that he say, right? He talked to the people in charge, and they understand, they know, yada yada, right? But do you all see Amorim's job at risk? You know, or is it that he's safe until next season because of some of the stuff that I would have mentioned to you all, before?
I could keep it short, right? When it comes to this transfer window, I'm not looking forward to who we bring in. I'm looking forward to who we sell. That's what I'm looking forward to doing. Whoever we sell will determine who we bring in, right? Because it don't make no sense bringing in players for this toxic United squad. Okay. If Amarin has favorites in this squad and the favorites are not performing and he refuses to drop them, then his job will be on the line.
But I'm talking. Sorry if I didn't say it, but I'm talking about before the end of the season. So which means that he may not even get a transfer window, right?
Nah. Amarin will make it to the end of the season because he's still got the FA Cup and the Europa League to play for. But yeah, Amarin, I don't think Amarin will get sacked before the end of the season. Nah, that would be a bit too harsh on Ineos. But then again, Ineos brought in Dan Ashworth and he was there for 2 months and then head bust, right? So
that my point exactly, right? So, yeah, go through JP.
If the thing is, Ineos didn't back him. So if they sack him now, then I think United fans now will start to look at them like, oh, they don't know what they're doing.
Already started to look at them like that.
Yeah, so I think it wouldn't be a good look for them because you bring in he first of all, Amram didn't want to come until the end of the season. You give him an ultimatum, and fair enough, which manager wouldn't want to come to have the chance of coaching Manchester United, right? That's a big step up for him from where he was. So you brought him in, terrible situation, and we signed one player in January, well, 2 players in January, and we sent out a few on loan. So the squad more or less get more depleted than we add to it. So if they were to sack him, I would be even more concerned as a United fan in terms of where this club is going than where it's going with how things are right now. So I honestly don't want to think that his job in jeopardy at this point in time. As Phil say, when he gets his players, if he lasts, and after that, then I think we had to start to look at more of how he doing with the club.
All right. So Simeon, I mean, surviving relegation, surviving the drop, just surviving the drop. You think he'll still be safe?
Yeah. I mean, we got the money to fire him, and we be paying him and Tanaka at the same time. And we I mean, there's so many reasons not to sack him. I mean, the only reason he gets sacked right now is if we get relegation zone or something like that. Even then, it'd be madness to sack him. I mean, that's the only reason why. If we get in that bottom 3, and somebody decide, hey, let me play back 4, maybe back 4 will save us and wins a few games. That's the only way you get sacked. And I will see that really. It's possible, but I will see that happening. We have too much money. The ship done make a turn already. We can't turn back. I mean, we done by once we start, once you make that push, once you decide to bring him in mid-season and decide to look at the kind of players you want to bring in, you can't turn halfway. It's too. If this is the man they want, they have to finish it. I mean, and what kind of message would that send to the players that you could sack two coaches in one season by being in front of the goal and kick the ball in the stands. I mean, ain't no way to sack Amarim. You know, we all. I keep going back to that game where Ten Hag gets sacked. Men, Dalo, men be in front of the goal and putting the ball in the stands, and we still doing it. You know, I mean, like
That was by Sam away, yeah, I think so, yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Phil's point is valid. The only way Amram gets sacked this year is if he keeps playing Bruno and Dallo, and they keep doing all the nonsense that they're doing. That's the only way he gets sacked.
I'm not gonna lie, fellas. I'm looking at our fixtures here from February 22nd to March 20 to May 25th. I totally being honest with you, I do not know where we're gonna get 3 or
Nope.
6 points from.
I watch out.
Yeah.
I watch out today.
I be it, because we got, not to interrupt you guys, but we got Everton next, and Everton in a high form.
They're on our bounce.
We got Ipswich, and then Ipswich is fighting for relegation as well. And we playing Ipswich at home, and we play shit at home. Then we got Arsenal. Jesus Christ. Then we got Leicester City away, so Ruud van Nistelrooy gonna want revenge. And it gets better. We got Nottingham Forest, top 4.
Yep.
We got
Yep.
Man City. Then
Yep.
we got Newcastle, and then we got Wolves, Bournemouth away, Brentford, then West Ham, then Chelsea, then Aston Villa.
Who want to be the first one to apologize to me now when I say we've been relegation? Who? No matter call that on my team, man. But you see why I said it, right?
Nobody fighting it.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
fighting
Because when Amren was first hired, the podcast at that time, you did ask us guys, what is the expectation of Amren and Manchester United?
Yep.
And most of us did say top 10. And Chef
Yeah.
said not yet relegated. Boy. Boy. I shouldn't be laughing, but Jesus Christ.
Because to Simeon's point he made earlier when we were talking about who vets and Simeon was like, what we expect. I don't know about all you, but I watching this team play whole season, and I yet to watch 2 games or even a whole 90 minutes and say, oh boy, well done Manchester United, or it was boss today. So a man tell me today I's a plastic fan, and I tell him how the mother so and so. I's a plastic fan because I don't have faith. Oh,
He know nothing. He know nothing. He know
you
nothing.
just have faith in God. Then what Manchester United do to have faith in them, boy?
Facts.
I mean, when you watch, you know, Sancho at Chelsea, you have Rashford at Villa, you have Anthony in Spain,
Scott
Amadi-
McTominay in Italy.
Exactly. But we Ineos didn't replace a forward. They didn't give me one forward. Who gonna score? Who gonna score the goals? I mean, that's been the question. You can hang out a game like today.
It's scary.
A game like today, where you can hang around. You know, a game we're supposed to lose. I mean, you can hang around and you could get a goal here and there, get a point here and there. If you can't score a goal when you're getting good chances,
But Dan,
that is how you get relegated.
How much points we need again to be safe from the drop all, yeah?
That is the question.
40 is how maybe they safe.
that 40 looking like 4,000 right now. But Dan, here's why as audio, somebody is in the comments said, and I agree with that too. How all you could get rid of 2 attackers from a struggling team and don't bring in nobody. Or they bring in nobody. So you leave the team bare now. You leave the team bare and then expect success now from the same struggling team with less bodies to call on. And does that tell somebody? I tell them today that I reach my stage with this club now. I just observe it because clearly who running don't care.
Yeah, I think 40 points will be saved this season based on based on the table, the teams below. Ipswich and Leicester on 17, Southampton on 9 points. We on 29. I can't see Ipswich and Leicester. I'm not seeing them getting 23 points again for the rest of the season.
You
It's
see,
hard for them to make that 40.
how much we on? 27?
29. So with 11 points we had to try and get from our remaining games.
You see me getting 11 points?
But JP, where we get 11 points from, boy? JP boy.
Let me be serious, our JP, as my brethren,
I know.
our dads.
I
You see me getting
We
11 points?
averaging.
Let
I think it's our point.
No. But the point is, right, even if we don't get 11 points, once Ipswich, Leicester, and Southampton don't win their games, Leicester,
we safe. I think we 10 points ahead of Wolves. Wolves might surpass us, but I think we will finish at least 17th. And I even joking. I think it's very possible based on our performances that we could finish 17th. Because I don't see it will happen Ipswich and Leicester to come out.
In my lifetime, this is why I reached to that.
Yes, right. I mean, they're my last point here because it's flowing straight into what we're talking about here, right? So, I mean, earlier we do have Martinez for the rest of the season. We do have Ahmad for the rest of the season. Mino, I know we're going with Mino. Weeks,
so
right?
So that week's knowing Manchester medical staff, that might be the end of the season.
And then something with Meno, if no Meno, when he come back, he will still take some time before he catch back that level, right? So
basically he out.
Yeah, he out, right? And then Sean Mount, we are not going with them. So I don't even
them
know.
Out.
They
Right?
will come.
Mount might come back and then pull up in a game and he ain't back until next year. Luke Shaw was up in training and then go missing for the next 6 months, right? But Ugarte and Collier, I mean, they're deemed not serious, but it could still be a week or so before we see two of them. So how much, I think, this, what I want to call an injury crisis, do we now have to refocus and prioritize? Do we sacrifice FA Cup? Do we sacrifice Europa and focus on surviving the Premier League? How will I see if Ole win Amorim seat? How will they would approach the remainder of the season, given your players' availability? Today we had a full group of 17-year-olds on the bench.
EPL over Reem.
Nobody talk about survival,
Bruv, you know, said 2 minutes ago that if once Leicester and Southampton don't win the games and Ipswich, then we can survive. So as far as I'm concerned, Manchester United have finished 17th this season. Okay, that is it, right? If I look at this fixture list, we can probably pick up 3 points, maybe against Manchester City, maybe a point versus Arsenal, and that's 4 points there. JP, you can find the other 7 points.
We talk about the Manchester City. We talk about the Manchester City. We talk about the Manchester City that can't start back to get form.
Not on Manchester City.
This team only shows against the big teams. This team only shows up against the big team, Chef.
But this City team pick up some kind of form here.
This City, I'm gonna tell you something. I said it now. City will not spank Real Madrid next week. Watch something.
I ain't too sure what I want.
Hear why? Because Real Madrid defense and City defense is the evening factor there. But you see that City attack right now.
Mamouche played the last Champions League again. He eligible? Mamouche.
Yeah. He eligible, yeah.
But how can you play him?
Because they would start Grealish.
Yeah.
And Grealish get injured.
And Grealish get injured.
And then Foden come on.
And then Foden come on.
But Mamouche play at all again?
Nah.
He was on the bench. I don't think he came on.
He was on the bench.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure he started next game.
Yeah.
All right.
How much you pay for he? Like 60?
60, yeah, I think 55 or something else more money. But
Some 55
How much they paid for him, right? Or when it comes to City, how much they paid for him, because I genuinely don't believe that City paying what they're saying they're paying for players. There's no way that teams knowing that everybody know the kind of money City have, and them not getting any tax that we getting yet. Teams supposed to be taxing City. So I genuinely do believe it's a real underhand thing with City when them
it's the
signing
mafia, boys.
players.
It is the mafia.
Them,
boys.
yeah.
And you all you ever
Real
see
underhand.
play in Germany? All you saw him before he come prem?
Just some highlights.
Dog, that man very bad, dog.
That's
So
what
when
I'm saying. So
I get sick when I see City start to be connected to this man, you know. I was like,
yeah.
what the hell?
You know, you wonder what kind of market we like. Where we shopping at the Timu or what you call it? Where we shopping?
Fashion over.
Yeah, we shopping at the
no,
bargain store, and they shop at premium.
Online ratans. That's what we shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here I'm telling you, even the defender who made the mistake in the first game he played for
Yeah,
City.
the suicide bomber.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he looks so much better.
He
looks
looked
solid
better.
now. You looking better?
Almost back. Yes. I don't tell him. I don't tell him to have $100 for me. Yeah.
So is it the consensus we going with what Phil say here? We safe in the EPL and try to win them cup and them?
I'm sticking with what I tell all the months ago. Relegation battle.
No, but what I'm saying, no. But the question was, do we focus on the Prem survival and forget them cups and them?
The
I
thing
think
is,
focus on everything.
we might even think we had a luxury, you know. To be
Focus on
quite
everything.
honest.
We gotta go for everything, because I think the cups now, especially with the Europa, everything is one game now. It's just one-off games now. So it's either you win it and you move on, or you lose and you're out. So there's
the Champions League is now first 2 leg. Is not 2 leg tie again?
Yeah, it's too late.
It's 2 legs?
It's
Yeah,
too
it's
late.
2 legs.
It's 2 legs from now.
Oh gosh. Nah, boy.
Quarterfinal, round the 16, round the 16, round the 16, and then quarterfinal, semifinals. Everything is 2 legs.
Plenty football.
Like plenty football. I was saying
With a depleted team.
We squad there.
CBS depleted team.
So is it against Fulham? We are not throwing them under them fellas training to play the under 21 team. Is it that they training to play?
No, I want to throw them. You see how
understand the point I'm making. Understand the point I'm making.
I understand, but I was saying,
you're planning now, so they'll be training, preparing for that. You ain't gonna just take them from the under and still play that game. That's different.
Yeah. They'll be training.
So you're giving them a week trade, not even a week. Maybe 2 sessions and showing them in that different.
No. How many weeks before we had to play Fulham?
You have a wild circle for a man.
You started preparing
if I had a cup of tea right now, I would be sipping, because you cannot give them a couple of days and throw them into the firing line. My God, hey.
No, but
that's some weeks until our home game. Yeah.
Anyway, let me get the preliminary comments here and let me look to rapid, guys. Jody saying here, correct Phil, clear out first and then get in the pieces to fix the puzzle. Right? Eric Lewis saying here, the relegation battle is real. Amorim has changed his formation at least for the short term, especially due to the injuries we have. All right. Jody saying here, by we beating Everton.
Yeah.
Right? This is the first time I'm confident about that game. Boy, I could do it an international break now, yes, boy.
I could do it a pandemic right now, shutting down football.
I fully understand you with that, yes?
Just for the pandemic, do to shut down football, but everything else now, yeah,
whatever. Everything else, yeah, that's for football, yeah.
One game at a time, Jody's saying, right? And he also saying here, Madrid lives for Champions League, chef.
Yeah, they do.
I know that Juju strong in that. I know.
Those are different beasts on Champions League, man.
Yeah, we shopping Alibaba Simeon.
Tell you.
Yeah. Eric saying here, and to add insult to injury, Anthony playing like prime Ronaldo.
Oh, you see Anthony goal today?
It was a good
Yes,
goal.
a good goal.
Tight.
A good goal. No, that's technique. That's a good goal.
That's a good goal. Anthony was hitting everything in Rosie for Man United.
If
Everything was going up in Rosie.
if Anthony did get that same shot, that ball would have been in orbit still.
And
If he was in that red jersey.
No, I missing him because only I watch some of the extended highlights for a couple of games when he played there, and it's the same right foot dead.
Yeah.
You know, you see things that he doing there.
I find he getting plenty more space.
No,
He not getting closed down. He not getting closed down like how he does get closed down in the Prematur. I find that's Spanish.
Exactly.
I watch it and I said, so how Anthony getting all that space?
Yeah,
exactly.
Eric saying here, Anthony, McTominay, Ilanga,
You forget
Rashford,
Ilanga.
yeah, etc. All balling out now that they have left United. You forget
Rashford had 15 minutes. He looked alright. Let me not say balling out here.
He looked real good against He looked real good against Ipswich.
He looked like the Marcus Rashford, you know.
Yeah.
How much Asensio before we went further?
Asensio, he looking real good. A real top player, boy.
Asensio looking real good.
30 or 31, I think so.
Nobody look at Asensio.
No, he's
I know
21,
he has a lot of injuries, eh?
29.
Asensio is only 29.
Remember he put them fellas on them. Remember them fellas on them sitting in Ronaldo and Benzema shadow for years, you know. Fellas sitting in Ronaldo for years.
Asensio has 17 titles, you know.
Yeah,
3 Champions League.
Yeah.
I watch Asensio playing and I say, no, God, boy. And me and watch this man and say, bring him into we midfield, boy.
And that's why I say there's a loan here, you know. That's why I'm saying, so it's hard men out there with loan options.
Yeah, boy.
There's a loan here. What kind of business Aston Villa do in this window? Aston Villa get this Sassy, Asensio, Malen, Rashford.
Yeah.
Yes, PSG at now.
You telling me we couldn't bring Asensio by?
That's what I'm saying.
Felix by on loan by?
On loan, yeah.
Anyway, so guys, I think we are at the end here, you know. I think the pod served purpose for chef because the chef that started the pod is not the same chef that going to watch you basketball now, right?
Yeah.
Watch it. Come on, plenty. Watch me. And all of this testament to the therapy session. It's so important this therapy session.
Yeah. It's good.
You know. Anyway, so we here again.
I'm gonna message him a size for that Raptor sweater.
Yeah.
That hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I got this on the Vince Carter, so.
Yeah.
I think that's on Alibaba too.
I still think.
Anyway, so guys, I think that's the end. Up next, Everton. That is it, right? End.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, not to say. Last comment going to Jody here. He said, "Chef, like Man United making you lose weight."
But I think all this thing, what my daily routine is now, then as I wake up in the morning, exercise. Walk. I don't eat no flour, sugar. No, if all this, and I just cook for a living. So it's tough. I'm going through withdrawal symptoms. I can't drink self. But when you get older and you have children and things, you have to watch all them things now.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Anyway, guys, so again, it was nice, you know. Phil, JP, Simeon, Chef, it was nice. Those in the comments, as always, we do appreciate, you know, the engagement. We appreciate the likes, the shares, everything.
I'm glad could take a rest tonight. I don't have to cuss him for the day already. The man come in the group and ask if Manchester ever get relegated. You not cut that, right? And then had the balls to tell me, So when I tip, so you don't know the history of your team. So you know everything.
Yeah, guys. So again, we will be here again on Saturday. Saturday's the Everton game, man.
Yeah, Saturday morning. First thing, early game.
Why did you do that for me? Why did you do that for me?
Yeah.
I just start off your weekend, so
Yeah, boy. Anyway, wherever we back strong, we will be here again for a therapy session. If them fellas on them, stink out the joints. If not, we go enjoy the win. So guys, we will be here. I said that already. Have a good night, everybody. See you
Play that,
next
man.
yes.